Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Creative Hands by Shay. So in today's tutorial, I will be showing you how to make this cute little teddy bear. So if you're new here, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that you will love what you see and you will be able to make one of your own. To my regular viewers and subscribers, thank you so much for always being here, guys. So I will be listing in the description box more information about this video, like all the materials and so on that I will be using in this tutorial. So for the little details on the face, I actually use scrap yarn to make them. So make sure you have some black and white scrap yarn laying around. And also if you have ribbon, that is optional. I just put that there for decoration purposes. So guys, I noticed that a lot of you are not subscribing and you're watching. Please go ahead and subscribe so that this channel can grow beautifully. Thank you so much again, guys. So let's jump in the video. So guys, to begin, we will start off by making a magic ring. So you can make your magic ring however comfortable you feel. I normally just wrap it around my fingers, insert my hook, pull up a loop. Once I've done so, I am going to chain one. Now into that ring, we are going to place 6 single crochet and we are making the ear. So you will need a total of 2 ears to complete. So I am gonna go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you're gonna pull on your tail end to close that part up. Once you have done so, you are going to go into that first stitch and you're gonna place 2 single crochet. You're gonna use your stitch marker to mark that first stitch so you don't lose your stitch. You're going to go back into that same stitch and you're going to place 1 more. So in each and every stitch around, you're going to place 2 single crochet. You should have a total of 12 at the end. At the end of making my 12 single crochet, remove your stitch marker. Into that first stitch, you're going to place 1 single crochet. Use your stitch marker to mark out that stitch, and then into the next stitch, you're going to place 2 single crochet. So the sequence is 1 single crochet and then 2 in the next. Repeat that all the way around and I'll see you at the end. You should have a total of 18 single crochets. So guys, now I have come to the end of row 3. Moving on, and I have 18 single crochets. Make sure you check your stitches so that you have your 18. So now moving forward, you're going to place 1 single crochet into each and every stitch around, and you're going to do that up to row 6. So from row 4 to row 6, it's just 1 single crochet in each stitches around. So I will see you at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end of making the ears, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 rows. So now you're going to remove your stitch marker and you're going to turn your ears just like this, and you are going to go into each stitch on both sides and you're going to make a single crochet to finish off, just like this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we're going to go back into the end here of this one to make it be 9, because we have 18 stitches around and we want to get half of that. Okay, so that's 9 right there. So now you are going to chain 1 and leave a long tail because we're going to need that to sew down our ear. So make sure that you leave enough to sew down the ear. Now that we have completed the ear, I have 2 ears now. Now we're going to put these aside and we are going to move on in making the arm. So now you are going to do as before, magic ring. So we're always going to start off with a magic ring. chain 1, go back into that same stitch, and you're going to place 6 single crochet. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pull down on your tail end, and into each and every stitch you are going to place 2 single crochets. So I'll see you at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end and I have 12 single crochets. Moving on to row 3, single crochet in that first stitch, followed by 2 single crochet in the next. So the sequence is 1 single crochet and then 2 together, so you're increasing. So you should have a total of 18 stitches at the end. So I'll see you there. So now I have come to the end of row 3, moving on to row 4. So from row 4 to row 5, you will place 1 single crochet in each stitches around. So that's our first one. Remember to use your stitch marker so you don't lose your stitch. So continue to do that, and I'll see you at the end of row 5. So guys, now I have come to the end of row 5. Moving on, we are going to do decreases. So now we are going to place 4 single crochet in separate stitches and then 2 together. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just flip your work over, and then you're gonna do 2 together. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna insert your hook into the front stitch, so the front of the stitch, pull through. You're not gonna finish, you have 2 loops on the hook, go into the front loop there. It's like an invisible decrease. Now you're gonna go into the next stitch and you're gonna place 1 single crochet. Continue doing that all the way around. So that's 2, 3, and 4, and then a decrease again. So going into the front loop only, the next one, and then pull through. Continue to do that, and I'll see you guys. Now I have come to the end and I'm finishing off my last decrease there. So you should now have a total of 15 single crochets. Moving on, so row 7, you will do 3 single crochets and then followed by a decrease. So that's our first one there. That's 1, 2, and 3, and then a decrease, just as we did before. And then you will repeat again all the way around, 3 single crochets and then decrease. So continue to do that, and I'll see you at the end where you should have a total of 12 stitches remaining. So guys, now I have come to the end and I'm making my last decrease. Moving on, so now we're going to row 8 and we're going to do our last row of decrease. So 1 single crochet in our first stitch there, into our second stitch, another single crochet. So the sequence for row 8 is 2 single crochet in separate stitches followed by a decrease. So you're going to repeat that all the way around, and I'll see you at the end where you should have a total of 9 stitches remaining. So guys, now I have come to the end and I have 9 stitches remaining, and moving forward, so from row 9 to row 18, you will do only 1 single crochet in each stitches around. So I will see you at the end of row 18. To continue to do that, remember to use your stitch marker when you reach to your, remove your stitch marker, and once you place your new stitch, you will put back your stitch marker there so that you won't lose your stitch. So I'll see you at the end of my 18th. So guys, now I have come to the end of making the arm, and I'm just gonna pull up on my yarn there, and we're gonna get the polyfill and we're gonna stuff our arm. So you can put as much as you need to go in there. So I'm just going to continue doing this. Once I am done stuffing, I'll be back with you. So guys, you will see me using a different color hook, which was this one. I actually picked up the wrong hook to make the arm here and also the ears, but you should be using a 6.5 millimeter crochet hook. This is my arm before, and when I actually did the first arm, I realized that it was a bit smaller. So yeah, I picked up the wrong hook. So I will put that on the screen so that you will see that you should be using a size 6.5. So now what you're going to do is you are going to go into both loops and make single crochets. And you're going to make 5 single crochets across. So that's 2, 3. Into the last one, you're going to put 2, 4, and 5. So there it is. So now you are going to fasten off, and for the arm, you don't have to leave a long tail end. You can just cut it off here because we will be attaching the arm on the body as we go along. So let me just chain 1, fasten off there. So there is both arms. So you can see they're all matching. So now we are going to move on to the leg. So with the leg, you're going to start just the same, making a magic ring. Insert your hook, pull up a loop. And then you are going to chain 1, going to that same magic ring, and you're going to do 6 single crochets. So I'll see you. So guys, now I have come to the end of my 6 single crochets. Now you're going to make 2 single crochet into each stitch around. You should have a total of 12. So I will see you at the end of row 2. So guys, now I have come to the end of row 2 and I have 12 single crochets. Remove your stitch marker and you're going to place 1 single crochet into that first stitch, and then into the next you're going to place 2 single crochets. So the sequence is 1 single crochet and then 2 together. So you have 2 in the same stitch there. 1 single crochet and then an increase. 1 and 2. Repeat that all the way around. You should have a total of 18 stitches. Now I have come to the end of row 3. Moving on to row 4. You are going to put 2 single crochets in separate stitches followed by an increase. So that's 1, 2, and then 2 in the same stitch. Repeat that all the way around. You should have a total of 24 double crochet. So I'll see you at the end. So guys, and now I have come to the end of row 4. Moving on, so what we're gonna do is we are gonna slip stitch into this stitch here. So you're gonna slip stitch from the back, and then you are going to insert your hook back into that stitch and you're gonna make a single crochet. Now that we have made a single crochet there, into the back loop of all the stitches you will be making 24 single crochets. So that's the first one. Use your stitch marker to mark that stitch. Go into the next, and you're going to single crochet all the way around, working into the back loop, and I'll see you at the end of row 5. So guys, now I have come to the end of row 5. I remove my stitch marker. Now you're going to place 1 single crochet into each stitches, working into the back, working into both loops only. So you're going to place 1 single crochet into each stitches and you're working into both loops this time. And you're going to do that from row 6 to row 7. So you should have a total of 24 stitches remaining. So continue to do that and I'll see you there. So guys, now I have come to the end of row 7, moving on to row 8. So we are going to be doing some decreases now. So you're going to do 1 single crochet. Use your stitch marker. And then followed by a decrease. So just as I showed you before, you will go into the front loops of each stitch to do the decrease. You should have a total of 16 stitches at the end. So continue to do that all the way around, one single crochet followed by a decrease. So I'll see you at the end. So guys, and now I have come to the end of row 8, moving on to row 9. So I have 16 stitches remaining. So we're going to do it a little bit different. So we're going to start with decreasing. So we're going to do a total of 6 decreases around, and then we are going to just do 4 single crochets in the remaining stitches. So let me just start. So that's our first decrease here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now that we have our 6 decreases there, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches remaining. So now we're just going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch. So guys, now I have come to the end and I have a total of 10 stitches remaining. So what we're going to do is, so from row 10 to row 20, we're just going to place 1 single crochet in each and every stitch. And the reason why we did that decrease there, it's gonna show the front part. Let me just show you instead of explaining. So that those decreases that we did, this is gonna be the front leg. So you can see that curve. See that curve looking effect? So that's what it gives. So I am just going to continue making my 1 single crochet into each stitch until I get to row 20. Once I'm at row 20, I will meet back with you, and you still should have a total of 10 stitches. So make sure that you're checking your rounds and you're using your stitch marker. Make your stitch marker be your best friend today. So I will see you at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end of row 20. So you can go ahead, count your rows to make sure that you have 20 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So now what we're going to do is we are going to stuff our leg. So get your stuff in, your polyfil, and start putting that in. So I'm going to do it, and once I am at the end of doing so, I'll meet back with you. So guys, now I have come to the end of stuffing my leg, and I'm just going to pull from this stitch here. And we're going to go into that one that we just pulled from and into the other one on the other side. And we're going to do a total of 5 single crochets across. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so now we have completed our next leg. So you are going to chain 1 and fasten off. Now we're going to lay that aside, and now we are going to start on the body of our teddy bear. So make your magic ring just as we did before. We're starting off with 6 single crochets. So I'm going to continue doing this. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Pull on your tail end, 2 single crochets in each stitch around. So I'll see you at the end. You should have 12 stitches. So guys, now I've come to the end of making my 12 double crochets here. Now you're going to go into your next stitch. Don't forget to use your stitch marker as I just did. So that's our first stitch, and then into the next you're going to do an increase, which you should have a total of 18 stitches at the end. So I'll see you there. So now I have come to the end of row 3 and I have 18 stitches. Moving on to row 4, you're going to place 2 single crochets in separate stitches followed by an increase. So that's 1 and 2. Repeat this all the way around and you should have a total of 24 stitches at the end. So now I have come to the end of row 4 I should say, and I have a total of 24 stitches. Now moving on to row 5, we are going to do 3 single crochets followed by an increase. So you should have a total of 30 stitches at the end of row 5. So I'll see you there. So guys, now I have come to the end of row 5 and now moving on to row 6, which we're going to do a little bit different because we will be joining the legs. So now what we're going to do is we are going to place 4 single crochets. So that's 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then an increase. That's 1, 2. And then you're going to grab your leg and you are going to single crochet that on. So you're going to go through the single crochets on top. So you're going to go through the leg, that first stitch, and into the stitch here. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then into the last stitch, which is the 5th stitch, you're going to go into that stitch and then you are going to place 2 single crochets into that stitch. So that's 1, go back into the stitch with the leg and the base and increase. Now that you have completed that, you can weave this tail end in as you go along as well. So you're going to make 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then an increase, 1, 2, and then another set of 4 single crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4, followed by an increase. It's 1 and 2. Now you're going to attach your next leg. So make sure your legs are turned. You turn your legs, so it's going to be like this. So make sure both of them are turning this way. So when you are attaching, you're going to attach like this so that it attaches on this side. So you are going to pull up, go into your leg, so you're going to go into your stitch just like that, go into the leg stitch and into the next stitch, and you're going to place 1 single crochet into the next, 1 single crochet. So that's 4 times. Let me see. I think I should have attached this part this way. Let me just redo that. Yeah, so we're gonna attach it this way. Sorry about that, guys. I just want to make sure that everything is going in accordance. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then into the last one we're going to place 2 single crochet, so that's 2 increase. So all this information will be put on the screen so you can follow along. Then you're going to place 4 single crochet, that's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and into the last stitch you're going to place 2 single crochet there. So both legs will be turned. So make sure that both of your legs are like this. So now we're going to move on to row 7, and you're going to do 5 single crochet and then an increase. Remember your stitch marker. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then an increase. So that's 1 and 2 in the same stitch. Repeat that all the way around and you should have a total of 42 stitches. So guys, now I have come to the end of row 7, moving on to row 8, and I have 42 stitches. So for row 8 to row 14, you are going to make 1 single crochet in each stitches around, and you're going to do this for 7 rounds. So that's my first single crochet. Remember to use your stitch marker. Continue to make 1 single crochet into each stitches until you get to the end of row 14, and I'll meet you back there. So guys, and now I have come to the end of row 14. Moving on, we are now going to go to row 15, and we're going to do 5 single crochet and then a decrease, and that will be 6 times around. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a decrease. So you will do 2 stitch together. So you're going into the front loops only to make the decrease, and then you will continue doing 5 single crochets. So continue to do that, and I will see you. So now I have come to the end of row 15, moving on to row 16. So row 16 and 17 will be decrease round. So what I will do is I'll put those 2 rows on the screen so you can follow along. So now you're going to do 4 single crochets followed by a decrease. At the end of row 16, you should have a total of 30 stitches remaining. So I am going to do that, repeating my single crochets and then a decrease. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, followed by a decrease. So I'll put that on the screen so you can follow along. Once I'm at the end of row 17, I'll meet back with you. So guys, now I have come to the end of row 17 and moving on to row 18. So from row 18 to row 19 will just be 1 single crochet in each stitches around. So I will see you at the end of row 19. Sorry, yeah, at the end of row 19. So continue to make your 1 single crochet into each stitches, and I'll see you at the end. So guys, and now I have come to the end of row 19, moving on to row 20. And what you're going to do is you're just going to eyeball where the center back of your work is, and mine is showing here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to remove my stitch marker, and I'm going to place 1 and 2, and that is showing in the center back here, you can see. So I'm going to paint my stitch marker and I'm gonna mark that stitch there. So now what we're gonna do is we are going to make 3 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Turn around. Now you're gonna get one of your arm, and it doesn't matter where you place it or how you place it, because it is not like the leg. So now you are going to go into the first stitch, so the first stitch on the arm, and into the body, just as we did when we were attaching the leg. You're just gonna repeat the same thing. I think I'm on the second stitch here on the leg. I'm saying leg, I kept saying leg. Okay, so let me just redo that. So going into the first stitch, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now that we have attached that arm, we are now going to make 7 single crochets across. So that's my first one, and you can weave in this tail end as you go along. So I'll see you at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end of my 7th stitch. Moving on, we're going to attach our arm, next arm. So you're going to insert your hook. Make sure that you're going into the right stitch. Well, I'm making sure. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And in your remaining 4 stitches, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, you're gonna place 4 single crochets there, and you can weave in a tail end as you go along. Okay, so now we have come to the end of row 20. So moving along, so for row 21, you're going to single crochet into 2 stitches. That's 1, 2, and then you're going to do a decrease, and you're going to repeat this all the way around. So I'll see you at the end. So you should have a total of 18 stitches. Before we had 24. So you should have 18 at the end. So I'll see you there. So guys, now I have come to the end of row 21, and I have 18 stitches remaining. Moving my stitch marker. Now I am going to be increasing because we are going to be making the head. So we are going to go into our first stitch there. So it's gonna be 2 single crochet in separate stitches followed by an increase. So that's 2, and then 2 stitch in the next. So you should have a total of 24 stitches at the end. So that's 1 and 2, and then an increase. Repeat that all the way around, and I'll see you at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end of row 22, and I have a total of 24 stitches. So now you can start to stuff the body. Let me just pull up on my yarn here. And you can put as much as you want into the body. So I'm just going to put that for now, and then I'm going to move on. So now you're going to remove your stitch marker, And in row 23 you are going to do 3 single crochets followed by an increase. So that's 1, 2, and 3, and then an increase. Repeat that all the way around and I'll see you at the end. So guys, and now I have come to the end of row 23 and you should have a total of 30 stitches. Moving on to row 24. So what I will do is I'll put on the screen from row 24 to row 32 instructions and what to do. So starting on row 24, you will place 4 single crochet in separate stitches followed by an increase. So that's 4, 1, 2, let me just recheck that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Into the next stitch we're going to place 2 single crochet there. So repeat that all the way around. You should have a total of 36 stitches at the end. So again, I will put on the screen from row 24 to row 32 instructions and what to do. So I'll see you there at the end of 32. So guys, and now I have come to the end of row 32 and I have a total of 42 stitches. So now I am going to be doing some decreases. So insert your hook into that first stitch and you're going to place 1 single crochet and get your stitch marker, mark that stitch. And now what we're going to do is for row 33 we're going to do 5 single crochet and then a decrease. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then a decrease. That's 1, 2, so that's 2 stitched together. Both are all 2, all 3 I should say. And again 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then a decrease. So you're going to repeat this all the way around until you get to the end. You should have a total of 36 stitches remaining. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on the screen for row 33 to row 36. So once you get to the end, once I get to the end of row 36, then I will meet back with you. So I'm going to put it on the screen so you can follow along and I'll see you there at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end of row 36 and I went ahead and I had some polyfill in the head and I placed my eyes where I want them to be. So I kind of lined them up to where the arm is. So you're going to place it in, you're going to count from the bottom all the way up to the top. So you're going to place it 32 at row 32 and it should be 8 centimeters across from each other. So I kind of lined them up like here. So they're lining up from the arm area here. So now that I've done so, once you have placed your stitch marker and they are in the correct position, you can go ahead and slip the safety back on. So once you put these on, you can't get them off. So make sure that they're in the position that you want them to be in. Okay, so now that I have popped those on, we are going to continue to work in the top of the head, and then afterwards, once you get closely up to the top, you can go ahead and add more filling to the top, to the head I should say. So we have 18 stitches here, so now we're gonna do 2 more rows of decrease. So let me just see. Okay, so I have 1 stitch here. To row 37 should be 1 single crochet followed by a decrease. and I'm gonna put that on the screen for row 37. So I will see you at the end. So guys, and now I have come to the end of row 37, moving on to row 38. So in row 38 you will be doing just decreases all the way around. So you should have a total of 12 stitches now. So once you do your decreases in all stitches around, you will have 6 remaining. So I'm going to do my decreases all the way around, and I'll see you at the end. So make sure that you put more stuff in the head and put the desired amount that you want to be there. So guys, now I have come to the end and I have 6 stitches here remaining, and I'm just going to fasten off and leave a long tail to sew that part up. You're just gonna pull through your yarn just like that and get your darning needle, and you're just basically gonna go through the stitches. Make sure that you have enough stuff in your head, and I'm just gonna go through the stitches like this. Oops, I went back through the same one. And then just pull it really tight so that it is all sewed up. And once you have done, you're just gonna go ahead and weave in the tail end into the remaining part of the head. So I'm gonna finish do that. So guys, now I will be showing you how to make the nose. So you're gonna make a magic ring. So just as we were doing before, make a magic ring, and you're gonna place a 6 single crochet. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now that we have our 6 single crochet, we're going to pull on our tail end, and then we're going to place 2 single crochet in each stitch. So what I will do is I will be putting the information on the screen so you can follow along. And once I am done making my nose, I will meet back with you. So just follow the same instructions that is on the screen, and I will see you at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end and I pull off and fasten off. So make sure you leave a long tail end, and I have a little bit of stuffing into the nose here, so this is what it looks like. So what you're gonna do is you are going to get your needle and you're gonna sew this on. So I am just gonna place it close to where the eyes is, so just like that. And I'm just gonna use my needle to just kind of hold a part of the nose in place. So make sure you put it closely to where the eye is, and you're just gonna pick up a part of one of the stitch, just like that, and you're gonna go into the stitch. However comfortable you feel to sew your nose on, you can go ahead and do so. So I am just gonna do this all the way around, taking my time to just pick up on the stitches on the edges until I get to the end. So I'll be sewing all the way around to here, and I'll meet you back there. So guys, now I have come to the end of sewing on my nose, and if you're wondering about this ear, I did that off camera. So I will show you how to attach the other ear. So I'm just gonna go into any part here because I am done, and just kind of weave in this tail end, and don't pull it too tight because you don't want to mess up your nose. Just go into any part here. Okay, so now that I have done so, I'm just gonna fasten off. And I already have another needle on my ear. So what you're gonna do now is you are going to line up your ear. So I didn't fasten off on this one because I wanted to make sure that they are placed correctly. So when you're sewing your ear, you're gonna do it like in a little curved style like that. So let me just turn it this way. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna make sure that both ears, let me just turn it the way I can see it properly. Okay, so I can start sewing from the top. So you're gonna kind of go, if you notice, I start here where this eye is. So I am gonna start it just like this. So I'm gonna insert my needle into a stitch so close to where the top is. So once you have done so, pull it tightly down, and then you're going to insert your needle into the ear itself to the back, and then you're going to go from the back. Make sure that you're picking up a stitch as you go along, and then into the ear again and come out from the back. It doesn't matter where your yarn go, you can just go back under and go into the ear. Remember, you're curving the ear, so you're gonna sew the ear curved. So continue to do this and I'll see you at the end here. So guys, and now I have come to the end of sewing on my ear, and I'm just gonna go down and through the back of this ear, and I'm just gonna weave in the remaining part because all my ears are lining up. So look at what you're doing, and if it does not suit you, you can redo it all over. So that's the reason why I didn't cut off from my previous ear. So there it is. The ears are looking super cute. So now what we're gonna do is we are gonna bring the eyes a little bit closer like this. Just kind of have a little indent kind of thing. So what we're gonna do, you are gonna get your needle and your yarn, and you're gonna insert into the top of the eye, and you're gonna go over to the top of the next eye here. Make sure you leave a little tail end, and then you are gonna go downward here and go back over to this eye, okay? And now that we have done so, you are just gonna go ahead, okay, and you're gonna give it a tie, and this is gonna pull the eyes a little bit closer together. So take your time and see how much close you want the eyes to be. And once it is where you want it to be, then you can just give it another tie and then tuck it in. So let me just look at it from my end, because I don't want it to be a little bit too much tight, too tight. Let me just see. I'm just gonna look at it from my end here. I think it's a little bit too drawn up on this side. Let me see. I'll pluck it up a little bit better. think I'm gonna leave it there, and then I'm just gonna give it a tie. And fasten off. And I'm gonna tuck these in. So I'll be back with you. So guys, now I have completed that, and I went ahead and I give a little highlight to the eye here. So I will be showing you how to do that on the other eye. So to give the highlight, you'd have to go from this end, and you're gonna go at the extreme top of the eye. Just right at the top. And make sure you leave a little tail. And then you're gonna go in the bottom of the eye, just like just like that. And then you're gonna insert your needle back to where you have your tail end, and take your time and pull it down, just like that. And there it is. And then you're gonna give this a little tie. So let me just make sure that it is lining up well. Okay. Just give it a little tie and fasten off. Just gonna use your darning needle to just push that through. Okay, so perfect. So now that I have a little white there, now we are gonna work on a little bit of eyebrows. So this is optional, you don't have to put it if you don't want to, but I'm just gonna put eyebrows. So now you can differentiate if you want the teddy bear to be looking like a girl or looking like just a regular teddy bear, kind of unisex kind of thing. So what you're gonna do is you are going to place your needle downward from here, and you're gonna kind of go like a stitch away from the eye, and pull through, leave a tail end, and then you're gonna go into the in-depth part of the eye here. Insert your needle and go right across, and you're gonna go right in the in-depth part of the eye on the other side, just like that. Take your time so you can see it there. And then you are going to go, see, about here. And I'm gonna go to the top. There. So I think that is good enough. And then once you have done so, you're just gonna go back down to where your tail end is, and then you're just gonna fasten off from there. Take your time. Okay, so fasten off, give it a tie. Once it is suitable to you, make sure that it is even, and once it is even, then you can go ahead, tie it off, insert your hook, insert the yarn into the head, and then we're gonna work on the eyelashes. So guys, and now we're gonna work on the eyebrows. So we are gonna insert our hook from down to the bottom here, and we want to go like a little bit, like a stitch away from where the eyebrow is, sorry, the eyelash I should say is, and we're gonna place our needle there, and then you want to go over to where our eye is ending here. So we're gonna stick our needle here, And I'm just going to pull it through here. And if you want to make the eyebrow a little bit thicker, you can just go over and make another stitch, but I'm just going to leave it there. And I'm just going to go under again, and where our eye is here, we are just going to pull through and go a stitch away, which would be here, and downward. So make sure that it suits you when you're placing your eyebrows. Make sure that they are even, and once they are even, which I am going to leave it just as is, I am just going to go ahead and tie off my eyebrow. So I'm going back to where I have my tail end. And just as we did before, we're repeating the same thing to tie off. And there it is. Just gonna give it a tie and fasten off. So I'm kind of pulling it down so it kind of have a little droopy looking effect. Let me see, just to make sure that it is straight. Okay, I think it's not so straight, so I'm gonna have to pull it out. So I'm gonna straighten mine, so you get a drift of what to do. So I'm gonna straighten mine, and then once I weave in, I'll be back with you and I'll show you how to do the nose. So guys, now I have straightened my eyebrows, so this is what it looks like. It is looking super cute. So now we're gonna work on the nose. So I skipped 1, 2, 3, 4, and I placed 2 pins into row 5 here. So depending on how wide you want your nose to be, I think I have about 1, 2, 3, and 4 stitches in between here. So I am just gonna insert my needle into the center here of the nose, and I'm gonna go up to where the pin is. I'm gonna go exactly where I place it. And I'm gonna pull it until the yarn is not visible. And I'm gonna take my time to do this because I don't want it to come out. Okay, so now that I've done so, I'm gonna go back to where I just placed my yarn and go exactly to where the pin is. And I'm gonna still take my time because I don't want to pull out my yarn. So take your time to do this. Okay, perfect. So now that I have that, now I am just gonna continue to do some sewing just like this, and we're just gonna go just like a tiny bit away from where the first one is, so that our next stitch can lay nicely beside it. So pull that over, and don't pull up on your stitch too much. Take your time, and then you're just basically gonna continue doing this all the way until you get over to this side, and then I'll meet you there. So guys, and now I have come to the end of sewing here. So now we're gonna neat up the nose a little bit better. So I'm gonna insert my hook down in the bottom part here and all the way up to where we have our first stitch. So kind of go exactly to the end there, and take your time and pull that. Okay, so now that I have done so, I am going, you can leave the top as is, just like that. You can go back down here and go to the next top here. If you think it looks cute just like that, you don't have to fully neat this up. So take your time. Yeah, so if you think it looks cute just the way it is right there, you can leave it as is, but to neat it up a little bit, you can go over the top. So let me just kind of push these part that is showing in, and then you can go like this. I think I'm gonna leave it as is. I think I like it the way how it looks. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to insert my needle into the bottom ear, and I'm kind of gonna do it like this. Okay, so now that that is done, I am gonna go down just like this, and I'm gonna go underneath the throat. So I'm gonna change my needle. So I'm gonna go here and then come out on the other side. And basically our teddy bear is completed. I am just gonna go back, go on the next side to kind of make sure that it is secured, and continue to weave in this tail end as I go along. Let me just see. So I'm going to continue doing this, and I will see you at the end. So guys, this is the ended look of our teddy bear, and it's looking super cute. I love the way how it turned out, and I put this little bow on the front just to accessorize it. So please do comment, tell me what you think about this tutorial, and also give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube can push this video. So guys, I noticed that a lot of you are watching but you are not subscribing. Guys, please do go ahead and subscribe, like the video guys, so that it can be pushed forward. Thank you so much for supporting my channel guys, and thank you for always being here. Until next time, bye.